tied to a sense of self-worth is self-esteem. So self-worth means believing that your life has value and importance and significance. Self-esteem means having a high regard for myself. Having a high self-esteem can be associated with pride, which means having an exaggerated regard for yourself. That's not a virtuous thing. I remember hearing that once the boxer Muhammad Ali, when he was in his prime, he was flying on an airplane, and the stewardess asked him to buckle his seatbelt. I think they were getting ready for takeoff. And Ali smugly replied, he said, "Superman don't need no seatbelt." To which the stewardess wisely replied, "Superman don't need no airplane either." So an exaggerated sense of self-esteem, not a good thing. People can have low self-esteem, which is not good either, and is often tied to rejection, which we'll dive more deeply into later on. If we have low self-esteem, we can think that we don't matter, or that what we have to share or want to share doesn't really matter. People with low self-esteem lack confidence. Usually they aren't very assertive, and often they struggle with having good personal boundaries. They can see themselves as victims, and they can easily allow others to manipulate them, or they can easily fall into sins of the flesh or other sins or codependency because they don't have a good sense of their dignity, and they're looking to fill the emptiness in their heart. They can try to get their need for love met or their need for significance met in ways that just are not good for them. In truth, we should aim for a healthy self-esteem. Someone with a healthy self-esteem considers what they have to share as worthy of consideration, but they don't impose themselves on others. They know how to stand up for themselves and for others when needed. They aren't crushed. They don't fall to pieces when they fail in something. Instead, they actually learn from their mistakes. A person with a healthy self-esteem knows how to have and maintain healthy personal boundaries with others, and they charitably insist that people respect those boundaries. They also know how to give grace to themselves instead of beating themselves up or putting themselves down. Plus, having a healthy self-esteem means esteeming yourself in a humble way. So it's actually tied to the virtue of humility. Psalm 25 verse 9 says that God guides the humble in the right path. He teaches the humble his way. What does the prophet Isaiah have to say about this? Well, if we struggle with low self-worth, if we feel worthless or unloved or unlovable, we need to take to heart the Lord's words in Isaiah 43 verse 4. When God says this, "You are precious in my eyes and honored, and I love you." Also, if you struggle with low self-esteem, know that our Lord himself knows what it's like to be in your shoes, in the sense that Isaiah says of Jesus in Isaiah 53:3 that he was despised and rejected by men. He was a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and as one from whom men hide their faces, he was despised and we esteemed him not, says the prophet. The Lord understands your suffering, and he is near to you to help you. Call upon him. Ask him for help. God thinks highly of you, and he wants you to begin to take his vision to heart in this regard, his vision of you. In our next video, we'll look at one of the stumbling blocks to having true self-worth, which is having a sense of inferiority. I'm Father Terrance. Ave Maria. Thank you so very much for listening. Please keep me in your prayers. I will keep you in mine as well. God bless you and take care.